It is predicated on a bad idea of how international trade works.
Tariffs have also led to political decimation.
From businesses, farmers in Wisconsin that are highly concerned about what's happening.
Let's get some wacky formula and do tariffs. And everything's in the shitter because of it.
Everything's down. Everything's down a tremendous amount. So here we have it. So the Dow is down another 1,600 points. That's it's like almost, 6%. And this, of course, is on the heels of tariff mayhem. So we've rounded up several clips here from conservative, Republican pundits and talking heads talking about, commenting on this chaos. So we're just going to sort of run through the gambit, starting off with Ben Shapiro.
Yesterday, President Trump declared that it was, in fact, Liberation Day. His giant tariff policy that he just dropped on the market unilaterally, probably unconstitutionally. Trump's reciprocal tariffs impose hundreds of billions of dollars in new taxes on Americans, be the largest tax increase since the Revenue Act of 1968. One of the biggest tax increases on American consumers in the history of America. And it's going to cost American consumers. It will cost American producers who use inputs from other countries. The Dow Jones Industrial Average plummeted immediately more than 1,000 points. The S&P 500 plummeted more than 3%. The NASDAQ plummeted almost 4.5%. There are real-world implications for this sort of stuff. Trade wars are, in fact, not good and not easy to win, particularly if you don't actually have a plan. It is predicated on a bad idea of how international trade works. A fundamental misunderstanding of trade deficits. Trade deficits they're an accounting procedure. Trade deficits have pretty much nothing to do with the health of an economy. I can name you a period in American history where there was a fairly large surplus in America's balance of trade. The entire Great Depression.
Oh boy. All right. So Trump and his acolytes doing Great Depression style policy. Absolutely amazing. You have Ben Shapiro laying it out very, very plainly. Rand Paul commenting as well on the like. Here we go.
Tariffs have also led to political decimation. When McKinley most famously put tariffs on in 1890, they lost 50% of their seats in the next election. When Hot Smoothie put on their tariff in the early 1930s, we lost the House and the Senate for 60 years. So they're not only bad economically, they're bad politically.
Laura Ingraham. All right. So there you have it. Rand Paul, a bit of a warning. So when Smoot-Hawley put their tariffs on in the early 1930s, obviously deepening the Great Depression, leading to, after that, it was, like 20 years of FDR, or 12 to 16 years, whatever it was, four re-elections for FDR, obviously World War II, etc. And you can go ahead and look at the history on that. Next, we have Ron Johnson, Senator Ron Johnson, making comments as well. A little bit nervous, not as fully full-throatedly against or speaking out against, but
Trump is initiating here. This is a long-held belief that he believes that tariffs will correct those problems. But what's also indisputable is the markets are down about 8% in just 2 days, and I'm getting all kinds of reaction from businesses, farmers in Wisconsin that are highly concerned about what's happening. So those are the facts. I don't know, all I can really do is kind of report the reality to the administration, let them know, how these actions are impacting my constituents, and it'll be pretty much up to President Trump and his administration to determine exactly how long they're going to go down this road, when they can start negotiating with our trading partners. Obviously, some gains, $5 to $6 trillion of investment has been committed. That's what President Trump claims. Some of our trading partners have lowered tariffs.
What they claim, probably absolutely a complete exaggeration and lie, this $5 trillion investment number that they're talking about. It seems like there are some countries coming to the table with regards to negotiation. We'll see how that pans out. I'm wondering if that is maybe the big part of the big plan of this all along. But obviously you can see the instant reaction from the market, just the absolute chaos. And again, guys, these are all Republicans. And the most, sycophantic, party, a lockstep in line with the party always are Republicans. And to have them coming out as, contrary to these policies is really, really startling.
So I just can't predict how this is going to turn out here. It's a bold, risky move.
It's the uncertainty that's
It's a bold, risky move. The uncertainty, says Stuart Varney, right?
Upsetting the market as well.
Upsetting the market. All right. Next. This is important, guys. So Howard Lutnick, like talking about the reality, they're talking about we got to put these tariffs on protections. We got to bring American jobs back. We got to bring the manufacturing, bring the jobs back to here. But you have Howard Lutnick, the Commerce Secretary, one of the leaders behind this whole movement, basically lets the cat out of the bag, and he basically says, no, it's not. It's about the robotics. At the end of the day, we're bringing back the robotics, guys, and to replace the cheap labor. So let's go play this real quick and comment.
Now, we're not going to have all factories come back. Like clothing manufacturing, that's tough to bring back. But what kind of manufacturing are you talking about returning here?
Well, you can't just give that away. See, what's going to happen is robotics are going to replace the cheap labor that we've seen all across the world. I mean, think of what our factories did. They went to the cheapest labor in the whole world, slave labor, cheap labor, the worst environmental conditions, polluting the heck out of it. And then we bring back those cheap products here and we feel good about ourselves because we don't see the pain. But
now, we're not.
Okay. Now, while that's all true, sending all these jobs to these lower, less well-off economies, cheap labor, all the pollution, it's everything. What he said there was true, and he's speaking the truth. But the whole point of these tariffs apparently is to revitalize these American communities and bring these factories back. It's going to create a bunch of jobs. But he's saying, no, we're not doing this to bring those jobs, but we're not going to hire people to do those jobs. We're going to have robotics do those jobs. Duh. It's the age of robots, the age of AI. All of these jobs that they're talking about, you're not going to have, American revitalization of the American manufacturer through human labor. It's going to be AI powered robotics that are going to do it. That's what it's going to be. So if the whole plan or the ruse or the guise of this plan is that we're going to bring back, American manufacturing to support the American worker, you just said that that's not what you're going to do. So then what's the real plan at the end of the day? You're going to fucking rip the whole economy apart, bring these factory jobs back here just so that you can then have the cheaper alternative in some kind of robotic, just so you can have like the symbolic victory of having brought the manufacturing plant back. Like, what's the whole idea here? So there you have Howard Lutnick sort of letting it out of the bag. And then finally, just for fun, sort of the average normie or response to this, your Dave Portnoy, again, endorsed Donald Trump, ostensibly on the right, his reaction to the turmoil.
I almost tweeted out, Dave, how much are you down right now and today? 7 million. I'm down $7 million in stocks and crypto. And it's tariff city. Trump has put his tariffs all over the place. I've been trying to understand them. I don't. Like, it's more a trade deficit tariff to me. Like, hey, we get this much shit from you and you get this much from us. Let's even that up. Let's get some wacky formula and do tariffs. And everything's in the shitter because of it. I almost tweeted out.
Some wacky formula indeed. Apparently, there were several options proposed to Donald Trump himself for how they could sort of come up with this formula. And he picked the absolute wackiest of them all. And that's what we got stuck with for at least this presentation. Guys, I don't know if these things go into effect immediately. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know if they've already gone into effect, if this is just threatening. Companies are nervous, stock market's nervous, people are nervous, the world is nervous. China has retaliated with 34% tariff, unilateral against us as well. So the global trade war, you can call it war, how can we call it? World Trade War #1, World Trade War 1. Maybe am I coining that right now? Is this the first World Trade War? Have we graduated from violent bombs and bullets, and now we're doing economic turmoil and disaster? Well, Trump just started off World Trade War 1. Let's see how long it lasts. Let's see if he backs down. But so far doesn't look like it.